Hey everyone, Nico here. Welcome back to my channel for another episode of Road to Top 30. We are here that close again to Top 30. I mean, we've been there for a while, but we just can't get over the line. However, it seems we will get to play Baron here. Holzman and Memocoder, really interesting ones. We could see ourselves taking at some point, and here as well. Very shipping related or spacing guild overall, but yeah, let's see what we get, because obviously we are player 4, so unless we early reveal, we won't see much of that, at least not the delegate for sure, but yeah, we'll see. It is interesting for sure. Let's see, I think our last game was also Baron, right? And a very unusual one for that, where we didn't trigger our Master Stroke until round 5. I think we didn't get our Swordmaster at all, so it was a very unusual game. We didn't do too bad considering, but obviously it wasn't the greatest game we had. So let's see. I would expect player 1 to probably take ball here. Could make a lot of sense, especially when you see the Holzman here. That's something that ball and Armand could really work with. Okay, seems the player 1 rather went for Rumble. So our Master Stroke we will... No, just kidding. Obviously go for the obvious ones, and yeah, this bump I wouldn't mind, so let's maybe, if we can, trigger our Master Stroke first thing with the Hardy Warriors. Let's not get too exotic this time, but will obviously depend on our opponents, because they might just block us from doing so. It has at least become more of a habit to block the Baron on that, so I wouldn't be surprised if Beast or Armand does it. I mean, if Armand blocks us, I don't mind it that much, to be fair. Smuggling is a good spot, and if we have it open, I would use it. Okay, smuggling's taken, so we will not innovate there, and definitely just do Seek Allies to Hardy Warriors. Oh, and that's the Chom Delegate snapped, thanks to the Signet ability from Armand. Yeah, let's do the opposite of what we did last game, and rather immediately trigger it. Not that we really had a choice. Round 1 we actually did not. It was round 2 we would have had a choice, but it was not that interesting of a conflict in my opinion. And we were able to, I think, go to smuggling instead, so it was tempting. Although in the end I'm not sure it was the right decision. Okay, Rumber just doing 1 troop is fine, means probably this intrigue card is not enough to fight us, which is good news. And now Beast, he might still have a signet ring to Arakin, and that could put him at 10 actually. Then we would not be in a position to fight it off. I'm a bit scared of that. He does put in 8, so he basically still leaves us 1 chance, because although we have 0 daggers, so if he does have 2 daggers, then we kinda draw for nothing. I mean, for 2 spies, but now that we've got already that many troops, I think we kind of have to send in what we can. Ah, wait, no, we can go to Siege Tower. Of course, we triggered the Master Stroke. Yeah, no, much better, much better. Then we can send in 2 troops, be safe with it, and most likely win it, which would allow us to also take the Smuggler Thopter if no one else takes it, and immediately be in a position to actually use it to its fullest extent. So yeah, let's go. Oh, thankfully I saw the Siege Tower play, because otherwise we might have paid the price there. Let's be safe. I could maybe just send 1, but in the event where Beast has 2 daggers, we would just end up drawing, and I would regret so much not sending that additional troop, so let's just be safe with it. Is Romber taking a bet on the Smuggler Thopter here? Because he is just at level 1 there. But he seems to be taking it, yeah. Okay. That's one I wouldn't mind either, but I guess now Beast has it. That's the downside of being last to pick, obviously. And he did have the 2 daggers, so we are a bit lucky also that he did not send in all his troops. Because he could have sent that last one as well. Alright, that is a horror show now for us. Wish I had 5, because Esmart Dweck would have been a nice one to pick up. Oh, that's unhoped for. Hopefully something amazing. That is a game changer. Thank you. Thank you, Armand, for picking up that useless Sardaukar infantry, because that means we get Web of Power. Amazing. That's amazing. I'm super, super happy about that one. Also, because actually we already have 2 conditions active, thanks to that win. So then we could already use it as an agent as well. So early shipping active, that's the dream start as a Baron. Now we just have to hope that Romber does not get to that level too early, and to be honest, if none of them go to full space, I might just go myself to protect it for 1 more round. Maybe we want to get some spies to try and get a Holtzmann. Yeah, no, we can't, because we only have signaturing that has yellow access, and obviously we will go to shipping with it. But now the diplomacy to full space I quite like, to be honest. It also blocks the utility of the Smuggler Thopter for Romber, except actually he could just grab the Memo Corder, but I don't mind him having the Memo Corder. I don't think it's the strongest affinity with his powers, because he's usually more incentivized towards getting a Dreadnought and fighting more often than not, so he's not super focused on influence normally. At least there is no like natural ability as with Leto or Tessia or Baron actually. So maybe we pick it up ourselves. Next round if it's still there. No, okay, signet ability, kind of forgot about that. That he played the signet right there. So he does have access, but he plays after us, so if no one else, we have access another 2 times after this one before he even gets access. And what I like with that play as well is that next round when we recall our shipping and take the 5 Solari, we take the bump here, get the alliance and get another 3 Solari, so that should be our Swordmaster ready. Actually quite surprised that Armand decided to go up here and not recall to get the Solari, because by now he would be just 1 short. I didn't even check that because when I saw him doing smuggling, I was quite sure he would just go down again, because that would be the usual with Armand. Hey, Mr. Carrot La Carrot, I didn't see your chat, sorry. Amazing. I'm all good, thanks. What's up with you? All good, all good. Yeah, I'm doing fine. Saturday, everything's going fine, full Dune. Glad to hear. So are you also playing Dune online? Oh, you don't have the game. Well, yeah, I know it's a bit of a pain to pay it, but it's amazing, to be honest. I bought it maybe... I mean, I received the board game first from my wife 6 months ago. We played a couple of times with friends, and yeah, the board version is amazing, really. And we played with friends, but the thing is, when I like something, I want to do it non-stop, so I had to get it online to try and get a bit competitive about it. And to be honest, I bought it probably in December, I would say, and since then I've spent so much time on it that those monies were quickly repaid. I see it as a bowling session, you know, like a bowling you might pay, I don't know, in Switzerland it's like $15, I guess, for an hour. And here, that game, I might have paid it $10, and I spent so many hours on it that now the price per hour is like almost zero, I guess. That's how many hours I spent on it. So yeah, I mean, obviously it depends on preferences, but if you like a bit playing online and stuff, I would recommend it. It's really... Oh yeah. Yeah, well, sorry to hear that, but I hope you'll find a way to still play it with your friends, maybe, and the board version. So let me... Yeah, I'm from Switzerland, yeah. Maybe I should also try to find a way to incorporate the chat actually on the output, because now I'm recording it also for YouTube, so they obviously won't see your chats. Yeah, I speak French, exactly. I'm from the French part of Switzerland. And I figured you as well, because Carotte la Carotte is obviously sounding very French. Are you from France? So, Romber is he? Oh, from Algeria. Well, welcome to my stream. Really happy to have you here. And yeah, I hope I get to a win there. Would bring us in the top 30 on the ladder, so that would feel quite good. So Romber is not fighting us for the alliance, which is good here. But we will need to go first to interstellar shipping, because otherwise he obviously can go there before. And yeah, no one even close to Swordmaster, so I guess our round is pretty obvious there. Oh wait, no, my bad, yeah, obviously he recalls and get the Solari there. So Armand will get the Swordmaster first, but we should be able to get it next round. Oh wow, so our sole viewer also speaks Spanish and wants to learn Italian, so yeah. I really strongly encourage you to do that. I love languages. I feel like they give you another window on that world, just by the way that they speak, and the cultural differences in languages as well is amazing. Like the fact that I think, for instance, in Icelandic, you have like 10 or 12 different words for snow, because it's obviously for us, I mean, in Switzerland we still have snow, but in other countries you might just not have snow, so snow is just snow. But for Icelandic people, for instance, a certain particular type of snow would be different from another one, so it's obviously very different. So that is just one example of what kind of windows you get to the world with a new language. Anyways, can we get something here? Not really, so guess I'll need to recall. Yeah, true. Saying that it reminds of the Fremen culture. I agree. It's very similar. And I think Dune originally was inspired by, not sure exactly, but I think from Maghreb, right? Like there are a lot of names as well with that consonants a bit. Let's spend the Solari and see next round how we get it for the Soulmaster. I think I read about it, yeah, that he took a lot of names as well and cities from the Maghreban culture. Ah, we actually have enough, yeah. Okay. From Arabic culture. Okay, yeah, sorry for that. I'm maybe a bit confused. Yeah, I've not read the books, but I should, to be honest. I've watched the movies; they were really good. But okay, so some events from the books would be inspired from the Algerian Revolution as well. Interesting. Those books are from the 70s, right? Or even I read or heard that it like Star Wars took inspiration as well from Dune, so it is quite a very established in the culture. Like, but yeah, I've seen the movies. I really like them. They look cool, and I should read. But to be honest, I've been stuck on the game for so long that I don't really have time to read as it stands. So, can we actually maybe win that conflict? I think we should go for it. That's the point. That's the Carthag control, and it gives us a step closer to the Fremen alliance as well. And we have the two daggers, so we should try to make or put them to work. Alright, rest of our deck. Obviously Web of Power would be quite nice to have at some point. False Space as well. The rest not too convinced by, but oh, alright, some piece of Algerian culture here. So long live the fighters would be, I'm sorry if I butcher it, but Hia Chuhada in Chagopsa, which was used a lot during the Algerian Revolution. So very interesting. Thank you for sharing. So it seems that we are in a good position to potentially win it. It will just depend on armament, but even if someone competes with us, a war chest would make sense to use in case we need it. Obviously, I would prefer keeping it as an endgame, but as long as we fight for a victory point here, it makes sense to use it. If it gets us there, that's what matters. Minimic film could be a nice one to have. Oh, actually, let me have a quick look who bought what, because I was a bit distracted there. Okay, so Beast has Holtzman engine, so a Minimic film would be a pretty good synergy with that. No tech on Armand, yeah, I should have checked that first before going to. And Memo Corders, yeah, with Romber. In terms of influence, we are quite well. We have our 7 total influence. Romber has 3, 5, 6 actually, so quite close actually. Beast has 1 and Armand 1 as well. Does Armand jump in? Probably yes, but how many troops would be more the question. So Mr. Coward saying that he thinks fighting for victory points is not that important during early game, as long as you're not too far behind. Obviously you should take them if you can, but in my opinion it's not a priority. I would agree, but yeah, again the question here would be then what is take them if you can, because typically here would you then not have gone to Hardy Warriors, for instance? Because for me a contested point here is worth more than a faction friendship, I would say, for instance. Because the faction friendship, you can have it, someone else can have it, you can have it in your own time. It's not really something you need to rush for. Oh yeah, seems he's agreeing with me that Hardy Warriors still makes sense in that case. Yeah, we haven't fought too hard for it. I think here we are in a reasonable scale for around 3 point. But I agree, we shouldn't go too much out of our way for that, and we should definitely prioritize our development. But we're not too bad here. We have Solari for Swordmaster, we have shipping access, which we should be in a position to also use next round before Swordmaster, because no one else has enough money for that. But let's see, it is a bit annoying because we only have full space and liaison for Swordmaster, so let's hope we actually get a liaison, because it would hurt a bit to use the full space on that, but if we have to, we will anyways. But I agree, we shouldn't fight too hard on those points, but on the other hand, I think it's also good not to underestimate their importance for the end game, because I've often found myself 1 or 2 points short or behind a leader, and when checking what actually changes between their VPs and mine, it's usually those early points. So yeah, as you say, if you can fight for them, do it without hurting your development. It makes sense. But yeah, let's say we shouldn't disregard them. If we can, just take them. But that sounds a bit obvious. So it seems we've done a bit of an overkill here. We could maybe have sent 1 or 2 less, but it was a bit hard to assess before Armin's last turn, and we have to play obviously well before that. So now with 5 points we are not too bad. Obviously with the Baron I feel like usually you get an early start and that's fine, but often find yourself stuck a bit between those 5 to 7 VPs. That's where the development might be halted a bit, and we will try to get it to get those points obviously as soon as possible, to try and leave as little chance as possible to our opponents. I think we recall here. Minimic would be nice, but it's a bit too slow, and we most likely won't have shipping next round because Rumber can have it. Let's take our High Council money. And Fremen, I probably will be going there at some point. I prefer taking those points where I'm less eager to visit. So let's take with the Emperor, that's somewhere I'm usually not visiting that much. So let's just take the bump there. And Web of Power will probably be for next. Actually, we might we might get it from Full Space. But first, Liaison to Swordmaster, that feels good, and then Full Space. We won't have Fremen access. So the available techs are Minimic Film, Spaceport, and Disposal Facility. Quite like Minimic Film. Disposal Facility is not too bad either, but yeah, okay, Minimic Film is gone, so what's replacing it? Hollow Projector. That's also an interesting one. But Spaceport, I feel like endgame, if I really need to draw 2 cards, I have 5 spare spices, then I might go there if Research Station and Selective Reading is taken, but other than that, not a big fan of Spaceport. Mr. Carrot kinda likes Spaceport. Well, then we can agree to disagree there. I mean, it's not the worst, I agree. There are worse ones, but I often don't see much value in that other effect, the fact you can put them on top of your deck. Obviously it can help sometimes, but it's very situational. And I feel like Holtzman Engine or Minimic Film, they have use for pretty much every kind of situation. Whereas Spaceport, you're a bit dependent on what you see here, because if I see, Imperial Spy, wouldn't hurt to put it on top of the deck, I guess, maybe, Guild Accord as well, but it's not like absolutely game-changing. And it costs basically 5 spies. For 5 spies, you're almost to Hayliner already. So that's where I'm like not a big fan of it. Yeah, it is true that you want to use the cards you buy as soon as possible, most of the time, but I'm not sure it's worth 5 spies. It is a lot of spies, to be honest, but no, I agree. I mean, it's not a bad effect to have, obviously. I wouldn't mind it, all else being equal, it's a nice effect to have, but let's say usually it's still a bit of a opportunity cost. And I see more value maybe in going to Selective Breeding 2 or even almost 3 times with that kind of value. But I see your point. I don't say it's the horrible deck, right? It's just I'm not a big fan. So I haven't really thought it fully through what we do there. Maybe we just go to Secrets with Full Space. We could also use it to go to High Council, but we don't have immediate value in doing that. Could go to get the Dreadnought, but again, I'm not a big fan of using Full Space for that. I prefer getting maybe a bit of influence already. Let's actually take that second point, that second bump here, just in case we don't draw Web of Power now, then we can use it to the fullest extent next round. Yeah, true. Mr. Carrot, like Carrot was saying, secret sounds cool. I agree. I prefer picking up an intrigue card over getting 2 Solari here, especially because we already have the Swordmaster and enough for a High Council seat. But Web of Power, we could go there with Web of Power next round, and then we get all 3 effects out of it, and I quite like that. So Rumber getting a bit closer here for the alliance. We need to keep an eye on that. Oh yeah, the Web of Power, you can actually get the most out of it if you play it as an agent. You get the most effects out of it if you have to influence in all other factions. So that's exactly what we were able to do now with the Fall Space to Wealth. We got the second influence with the Emperor, and now we have it with all 3 factions. So when going to secrets or selective breeding, but we don't have the spice, so it's definitely going to be secrets, we will get out of it a water, drawing a card, and 2 Solari, which is, to be honest, quite insane to get out of one single agent turn, but not going to complain about that. Yes, correct. On top of all of that, you're right to mention it has that infiltrate ability, so you can go there even if someone already occupies it, so it's even more broken than just the agent effects. So, on the other hand, now we don't have that much to take. I think we can still take maybe an Imperial Spy. Although we already have the point there and Romber is already close to the alliance, so I think I'd prefer going for some persuasion here to try and get Spiceman's Flow later in the game. Now we have 4 of them and that's enough. From there we can stop buying those and hopefully be able to trash a bit those daggers. The Reconnaissance would make sense. So next round, round 5, we still have 2 full rounds before getting to those very important conflicts. So in that meantime, I would like to get the High Council. Maybe a Dreadnought could also be fine, but yeah, priority to High Council in my opinion. And yeah, get a bit of influence there, but that will be done with Web of Power. Get that alliance would be nice actually. Let's not sleep on that for too long. And overall, yeah, increase a bit the garrison wouldn't hurt. That's a bit the main objectives for the 2 next rounds. Yeah, getting below the threshold again, getting within acceptable range, let's say, of of intrigue cards makes sense, especially if you get the win out of it. It's not too bad of a trade, but I don't mind really sitting out that conflict because there's not much here we really need. We have already quite some Solari, and we prefer keeping those precious troops for combats with the victory point at stake. That could be nice as well for us, a bit of spice there, but we obviously are last to play here, and we don't have any yellow accesses, those liaisons. A bit too many of those in our hand, but we will have to make it work. Could actually use diplomacy to steal suits if it's open, then a liaison to research station could bring us into Spiceman's flow territory. Our deck does not look great, to be fair. We didn't have much of a chance to buy interesting cards. Could have gone, maybe I should have gone for the Imperial Spy before, because at least it would give us maybe an intrigue card out of it when we play it. But again, going higher here, competing for that alliance might work, but it might also not. And just getting Solari and an intrigue card is not that much worth it. I prefer going for a Bene Gesserit in that case. Really hope Steel Suits remains open. Oh yeah, right, High Council was also one. Oh, I forgot about that. That's probably too many games in one day. Started to mix up my ideas, but yeah, High Council sit would have been a nice thing to do as well, but I guess here we'll just go for that latest idea we had, liaison to research station. Might not hurt us in terms of getting another point. That would be 8. A Web of Power, 2 secrets would bring us closer to a 9th point. Yeah, let's not deploy anything here. And we obviously would play Web of Power as the very last card, given that infiltrate ability. We can go there even if someone else is there. So let me think. Arrakis Liaison brings us down to 5 persuasion, and we plan on playing Web of Power. So it puts us actually down to 4. We draw 3 cards, so we need 5 persuasion out of those 3 cards. Is it realistic? It might not happen, to be honest. Might not happen. In that case, I guess we reveal early, but wait, Web of Power draws us a card as well, obviously, so that's quite nice. Wow, 4 techs on Beast. Did he just buy Shuttlefleet then? Yes. And Holzman, does he already have a... No, 2 points, he can't have a Spiceless Flow. That's a bit the trap. When you buy Holzman, you kinda need to commit to a High Council and yeah, get those Spiceless Flow. Well, he still has the time, but round 6 is the latest to buy your first one. Yeah, Worm Riders could be useful indeed. I kinda like Liet Kind as well. Don't know if you know about that effect, but especially with the number of liaison we have, that could easily be 2 Spiceless Flow both in one round. And that could be quite powerful, but I would expect her to be taken before our reveal turn comes. And to be honest, if we do the research station play and we get to Spice Must Flow level, I would go for a Spice Must Flow there. Although, yeah, Warm Riders, don't get me wrong, I like the reveal a lot. Those 6 swords look great. Yeah, I think we try a Spice Must Flow, and yeah, worst case we can go for Liet or Warm Riders, whatever is left. Oh, amazing, so we already have enough. Still not deploying anything, but so we have 10 Persuasion, Web of Power playing will bring us down to 9, but it leaves our hand quite horrible for next round though. But it's not too bad. We get a water back with Web of Power, so then we would just be 1 water short of again hitting a research station. Oh, so apparently in the book, Liet is a guy, and I understand that would be very weird then switching gender from there, but yeah, I mean, since I've never read them, I didn't even know that piece of trivia, so thanks for sharing. But yeah, for me she's a woman. But yeah, I understand the disturbance if it's actually a man in the book. It's a bit weird, they changed it. So let's hope we draw maybe a dagger, so that our hand at least has a bit of variety in those non-faction spaces. Yes, I'll buy a Spice Must Flow here. As a rule of thumb, as soon as round 4 or 5 as soon as we reach round 4 or 5, I consider that already the mid game, and by then, if I have enough for a Spice Must Flow, I would buy it, unless a very exceptional case could be Chome Directorship, that card costing 8 that gives you a bump with every faction that is so powerful we can't really let it for anyone else. And well, maybe a Kwisatz Haderach if it's not too far down the line. Round 4, round 5, even round 6 I would maybe still consider, but Spice Must Flow is very underrated. Getting that point right there, right now, especially when we have that healthy lead over the others, we kind of try to just get over the line now. And we already have next hand sorted. Next hand is round 6. So what we buy now, especially because we don't have the spaceport, we might not even get to draw it actually. So I will take a Spice Must Flow, yes. Chomerky there, that's also one I really like. Yeah, that's true. With Kwisatz Haderach, it's very overpowered because you can have up to 5 agent turns when you have it. But think about it, if I buy it now, round 6, I will have my 5 cards already. Round 7, unless if I do a research station in the meantime or something, round 7 my deck will be those 6 cards plus these 2 plus those 6 again. So that's 14 cards. Plus the Kwisatz I would buy, that's 15 cards. So then for round 7 I have 1 in 3 chance of having it. I might not even draw it. And round 7, usually you get very close to endgame already. So by buying it right now, I might not even get to play it actually, or just once. And is that really worth as much as a victory point here? Again, it depends. But I really liked Kwisatz as well when I started playing, but I realized it is a bit overrated, at least a bit mid-late game, it becomes very overrated, to be fair. But I agree, if you can get it round 2, round 3, that is insane to have. especially when you're armored or when you hit selective breeding a couple of times, then you get to really purify your deck, get those daggers out, get a very small deck, get to draw it every 2 rounds. That's insanely powerful there. Yeah, so here we got the water, the Solari, the drawing, and another entry card. War chest, yeah, for war chest we kind of want to keep some Solari there, so it's not too bad to have extra there. If you have Yellow's character, you don't have to worry about that. Yeah, exactly, you don't need to worry about trashing cards if you have Armand, for sure, because his coordination ability allows you to trash when you have 2 agents on non-alliance, non-faction spaces, should I say. So that's a Spiceman's Flow, and I'm not really interested in those cheap ones. Let me just have a quick look what the others bought recently. Oh, Treachery, that's something I really need to keep an eye on. So Archduke, Armand got Treachery, just to keep an eye to make sure he does not steal an alliance from us, which he might, to be fair. Here we might need to try and defend it at some point. Let's see, does he have already... No, see, typically it sits in his discard, and he's got 8 cards in his deck, so he will now have a hand where I'm 100% sure he doesn't have that card. He doesn't have Treachery, so he won't be able to steal it that round unless he goes for extra drawing with yeah, quite some drawing actually, because he still has 3 cards in his deck which are not that Treachery card, so that effect, gaining 2 influence instead of 1, he won't get it anytime soon. Alright, hitting Heyliner now. Not sure it's entirely worth it, especially if he commits everything to the conflict. It is maybe a bit of an overkill. Alright, not all of it, but most of it. Because again, we're not fighting for 4 points here in round 7. Usually that's worth 2 victory points. I understand that he might need to hit it now because he might not have that many accesses. Just Diplomacy and Gilda card, so yeah, I can understand the play. And now he's got enough water to maybe pick up again Great Flat to go back there next round. No, I can understand it. It can make sense. I understand the play. When you have that card in hand, you kind of want to play it and get the water to maybe go back and get the spice to go back again. So it is a bit of a back and forth that can make sense, but yeah, it's not the greatest conflict, unfortunately for him. So yeah, shipping is taken. I wasn't even really thinking about it, to be fair. I quite like High Council. On the other hand, we want to keep enough Solari for a war chest endgame, but we could pick that up again, or could we? Let's maybe start with the water to maybe be in a position to go to research station and see from there if we need a High Council for a Spiceman's Flow. Not gonna deploy here. Although actually I wouldn't mind getting an entry card in the water, but let's keep that for later, because normally if everything goes to plan we could go to research station, unless Romber or Beast go there first. Yeah, I could have deployed one, that is true, but I'm a bit cautious with that usually, because yeah, if Romber jumps in, if Armand jumps in, it could quickly become just a wasted troop. But then again, will we need it next round? I'm not sure either. So I could have, yeah. amazing. I think we just hit a new record of number of concurrent live viewers of 3, which sounds obviously very little to most of I mean YouTubers, like especially in terms of scales when you look at those who have millions of views and hundreds and thousands of subscribers and stuff. But for me, it means a lot. So thanks a lot to all 3 of you for watching here and following the journey. And yeah, if you wanna go have a look at my YouTube as well, I have a lot of my previous games there. My entire season is actually, or almost the entire season is there, so you can have a look how I climbed to master and how I'm fighting for top 30 now. It's basically Sun Gluten, but just with an A, like you would find written up here. So yeah, if you want to have a look, it would mean a lot to me. So thanks a lot, at least, for being here, and I really enjoy streaming. So I usually stream by myself and just speak and comment on the game I see and on my intentions. But when there's someone in the chat like you, Mr. Karat La Carotte, you're the goat. I really like interacting with you, so it's amazing to have you here. In the meantime, let me have a quick look what happened, because I was a bit focused on rather looking at those 3 concurrent viewers. Okay, quite a long turn from Armand there. Yeah, seems everyone put in quite some troops there. I don't think we can get to a Spice Must Flow this round, actually, because now spending that we go back down to 1 persuasion. That's a good wordplay with French. If my name is Sun Gluten, because of the pain when you lose, pain being written like pain in French, which means bread, and Sun Gluten in French would mean without gluten, but it's actually a wordplay. It's because I'm quite into animes, and I mean I haven't really watched that much of Dragon Ball, but it's obviously one of the most successful ones, and I have just wanted to continue the line of Son Goku, Son Gohan, Son Goten, and I am like the next in line, Son Gluten. So that's a bit where my wordplay comes from. But it's actually an old game tag. I had it for years and years. I can't tell exactly how long, but it's probably been 10 years or so. So I just kept it. So we drew a Web of Power, which is not too bad. We can probably get our point here, actually, with the Bene Gesserit. And hopefully we get the signaturing next round, so that we can do a research station and go for a High Council, Spice Must Flow next round. We might just hit the High Council now, to be fair, preparing for that. Although I know that puts us a bit in a complicated situation for the war chest, potentially. But I think we could fix that maybe maybe using an interstellar shipping, just up and down, get those 5 Solari, would put us back up there in terms of Solari. Spy satellites, it gives him 1 point for now, so I'm not too worried about that. We could also just go for a smuggling, actually, because then next round shipping would allow us to go to the level 2. We only have 2 cards for that in 9, so it's maybe not that likely. Yeah, I think I prefer a bit more certainty, so let's go for a High Council seat here and try to get to a Spice Must Flow. Yeah, that's true. Mr. Coward saying that I can use war chest for a 2-point conflict if I go for a high council, and that's also a good argument to not like sit too much on our Solari and rather yeah, be a bit proactive with it. I think that's just what we do here, so it does sound good. And indeed, next round, if it's a conflict worth fighting for, actually it will regardless be one that we could try to fight for, because right now Web of Power would give us that bump here, unless we want to defend here actually. Did Romber buy something that could hurt us in the past? Let's have a quick look at everything that has been acquired by Romber. Not really, at least not as it stands. Armand actually has negotiated withdrawal, so that's good to remember. That would allow him to withdraw 3 of his units to get up 1 influence somewhere. And he is the one with the power, no, a treachery we said, so he could sneak up on our Spacing Guild alliance. Oh, spy smugglers, yes, that's something. Let me have a look afterwards. No, it was Handro, sorry. Does he have it in the discard? No, so he probably has spy smugglers in his deck, unless he's revealing it afterwards, which we will be paying close attention to. But if he's not revealing it, he might get level with us there, so we might need to defend it. Problem is, we will reveal before him, so we won't know for sure if he has it or not. I think I'll just go for the point with the Bene Gesserit, because even if he does have it and goes 1 up here, he will still need an additional bump to steal the alliance, so I think we try it that way. Yeah, let's take the point there. Also brings us closer to another alliance potentially. Though we are at 9, so now Spice must flow, and we would bring that into endgame territory next round, hopefully. Yeah, we could go with the truce there actually. Oh, well, that's another one that we hope our opponents don't rely too much on, because that's another bump with the faction where we have the alliance. Okay, no, Romber does not have it in hand, so he probably has it in his next hand there. Yeah, they committed quite some troops here, and they have significantly lower garrisons than us, except Romber. He's not too bad there. But yeah, I mean, Armand probably sees value in it because now he can go to shipping and get the most out of it, but well, that's not the best conflict for us, because indeed it means someone can steal our alliance. Yeah, let's see what we can do, but I think signaturing to research station would still be something I'd be willing to do, although we already have enough persuasion on one hand, but if we want to play 3 cards, we kind of need some more persuasion. Could also look for Arakin first. I could end the game by stealing the Emperor Alliance. Yes, but for that I would then need to win the conflict. Yeah, it might work, and I will commit my troops in this conflict, because I see this as the probable last round. But I will buy a Spice Must Flow this round, so that should bring us to 10, and just fight for the conflict to make sure no one can steal one of our alliances would be the priority first. Okay, that's troop transports. What do we have there? Nothing too interesting for us right there. Okay, that's very good news for us, that Armand actually goes fighting with Rumber rather than with us. I don't mind that too much. Yeah, Beast has 5 water, and he's got that Holtzmann engine and 0 spice must flow as of now, so I think we will go for a research station first thing here. And yeah, we spend that Solari because anyways we won't be able to get 5 or 4 Solari for the war chest. Alright, not too bad. It's a counter against Beast. And maybe anyone else who fancies a Dreadnought this round, we could make it retreat with the cannon turrets. So yeah, we have a chance at this conflict. Now I would still expect Beast, for instance, or Rumber to go grab some spies and go for a Hayliner, so that's where I'm not entirely confident we win it, but we will still try, obviously. Because we have here 4, 7, 9 swords on reveal. Those 2 troops we will send in as well. Did I say on reveal? No, hidden in combat cards, obviously. Those 9 swords. We have 0 swords on reveal. And we have 12 persuasion, so we can use a liaison and a diplomacy, for instance, which is probably the likeliest. Arakin, then wealth. Yes. Arakin, I also thought of it, to be honest. Does it give us something interesting? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Kartag, we have a risk indeed that we get a card stolen. Oh, then. What did he use for that? He recalled with the freighter, so thanks to our tracking, we know that he's got that spice, no, what is it, spice smuggler? Yeah, I think it's a spice smuggler. But he's missing 1 spice for it. But I think I will need to defend it just to be safe here. Because as long as Rumber does not win it, which seems unlikely, we... Ah, wait, no, now this alliance is also under threat. Yeah, maybe we'd rather go for still suits then, sending those 2 other troops. On the other hand, this one is not under direct threat, and we will make him retreat his Dreadnought anyways, so we should be able to beat him. So I think this one is more an immediate threat, because Rumber has a card that allows him to get a bump there. So I think we do false space first. Yeah, with Arakin I'll get another troop, that is true. But same with the Siege Tabre, and given both are still open, I will get there with the liaison as my 3rd agent. It's just now I don't want to lose that alliance, because we might just do... this one... Oh, everyone is going for it. Can we then... Anyways, I can't send more than 3 troops in, because I can't play 2 liaison, otherwise we are out of our spice must flow. And Dune now, for instance, would just send us those 2 troops that we can anyways send in with a liaison. So liaison we will play on one of those 3 spots. Most likely one should be open anyway, so yeah, for now I'll just defend that alliance. Sucks a bit. I would have preferred picking up maybe a secrets there, but we kinda have to try and defend that point. I would expect now Romber to go pick some spies for his last agent. Probably that spy smugglers we were talking about. Although he might change his plans now that he saw we defended the alliance. Yeah, so he does pick up the spies. That was pretty much expected. Completely forgot about the BG. Let me think. Yeah, I wanted to steal the Emperor Alliance. Sorry, what is BG? I'm trying to think. The Spacing Guild? Ah, sorry, yeah, Bene Gesserit. Yeah, of course, yeah, my brain is a bit fried, so I was trying to make sense of it and I couldn't find any words matching with that. But yeah, of course, Bene Gesserit could have... Yeah, that's one where we could see the two bumps getting immediate profit for us, so we didn't have to go there to threaten an additional point for ourselves. But yeah, let's see. That convincing argument there is not ideal. So indeed, we could go to Arakin, would be my favorite spot indeed, because it would bring that convincing argument out of the way for next round, if there is a next round. Because if someone wins the conflict, they would take a point from us and get a point for us for themselves. So obviously there would still be, or we would still have a bit of a lead, and preparing for the next round could make a lot of sense. Let's see. Let's already see it. So, that's an interesting move. We get to 3 more troops in, so that's 10, 12, 15, 19. He's got 2 intrigues, but yeah, we might just be able to make that happen. Beast, does he have any combat related? Yeah, artillery. So let's see where he negotiates it with his withdrawal. Yeah, actually, since he does that, oh, that's a plans within plans. That's the end game card. We know that one of those is an end game card, then, because he just secured himself a point there. Yeah, exactly. I think as well I should be able to win that conflict. So yeah, let's still get the convincing argument out of the way in case there is a next round, just to be cautious. Yeah, it looks like we should be in a position to win it, unless Beast has like a combo of very powerful combat cards, which could happen because he's got 4 spies. So, but he's got 0 alliance, so the Armada, allied Armada would not work for him. Yeah, it would be the last round if the thing is, if someone wins the conflict, yes, I will buy Spicemans Flow, so that would be 10. But if let's say Beast wins the conflict, he can steal the alliance from us, so that would bring us down back to 9. Unless I'm missing something, but I think they could like prevent the end game from happening this round potentially. But we can be fairly confident that this should be end game, yeah. It's just I like thinking worst case scenario. Just in case... Oh, he can deploy another 3 troops, right? I think from his Sardaukar Legion. Yeah, I think that's GG. Sending my usual little message to try and advertise for my channel with people who play the game and like the game, like you guys in the chat. So yeah, trying to gather a bit of a community there. Yeah, Lida, I think as well this looks very much like a GG. Thanks for the well played as well. Yeah, I think it was a good game. I was a bit lucky, but in the end we also made the right calls. I think it goes usually hand in hand, and it went well here. And I think you guys will be here to celebrate. Let's not jinx it, but I think we should enter the top 30 again. So, oh, some people seem to find it a bit disrespectful that I GG before the end of a round, but I don't know. I don't mean it disrespectfully. Yeah, well, we can do that. Let's still keep in case. Yeah, no, actually, we could spend them. We could keep them. Let's not gloat. Let's leave it at that. If everyone's happy with that, seems not. It is a tough fight. Even like that, actually, even if we just tie, it would be fine by me. But let's obviously still go for the best possible outcome. So that's another point for us, taking it with the Bene Gesserit and another entry card, so maybe we have something exciting there. But no, Plans Within Plans was with Romber, Armand, sorry, yellow, who picked up a bump here that looked very suspicious. Yeah. That's exactly what I suspected, but it was very obvious. I mean, when he took that bump here, that was for sure. All right, then that's a win. Feels pretty good. It was a nice and comprehensive one, to be fair. We didn't really let our early lead slip, and we just went on with it. Let's see what it does to our rank now. Did we sneak in the top 30? Just about. Top 30 there. Let's have a quick look at the leaderboard then. With the usual... Oh wait, Shipitola actually, he's usually first, but he seems to have dropped a bit. I played a game with him recently, it was amazing, it was a really nice one. He's a really, really good player. So now, yeah, we just sneaked in top 30 here by 1 elo. And yeah, hopefully we can go up further. My new goal now obviously would be top 20. But we are still like 30 points away. One win is 6 points, so we need a straight 5 wins to get there. Yeah. Anyways, thanks a lot, guys, for joining in that stream. Really enjoyed it. I will definitely do some more tomorrow, so if you're around, I'd be really glad to see you again and have another discussion over a game. And yeah, have a great evening, and see you soon. Bye-bye.